We're going to get right to questions. Your first one will be from Eric Bailey of the Tulsa World, and then we'll go to Ryan Aber.
Gotcha.
Hey, Jadon, it's good to see you again, man.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to ask you just how difficult was last season? You're probably anxious to get out there and have a good sophomore season, and then you spend it mostly doing rehab. Just what was that process like, and how difficult was it overcoming that?
It wasn't easy. It was more mental than anything. It was just me locking it in, becoming more of a student of the game, and learning getting mental reps every practice, getting up, getting my work in before practice so I can watch practice and get those mental reps. So it was definitely tough. It was days I didn't want to do it, but I knew I had to. So, and it's for me and my team. So it wasn't just me being selfish at all. It was me trying to get back so I can help my team and contribute.
Jadon, thanks. Have a good weekend.
Yep.
We'll go to Ryan Aber of the Oklahoman and then Jason Kersey.
Yeah, Jadon, you talked about mental reps and trying to learn while you were injured. What do you feel like you did learn and take away from that time that'll help you this year? And also just how are you feeling physically now?
Moving positions and stuff. So that kind of helped me too. I learned the playbook a lot more, and I kind of know what everybody's doing on the field and learning stuff, conceptual, learning Y and X and Z. I know pretty much everything. So that kind of helped me, especially being in the room with Gundy. He made sure that everybody knew what was going on.
And then just how are you feeling physically right now?
Oh, physically, I feel good. I'm glad to be back, actually. Spring ball, I think I haven't had spring ball since my freshman year, so it's definitely a great feeling to be back.
Appreciate it, Jadon. Have a good one.
Yep.
Jason Kersey of The Athletic, and then Joe Bettner.
Hey, Jadon, wanted to ask you about the decision to not participate in the Cotton Bowl. Can you take us through what was going on at that time and how important that time was for you to sort of get yourself right again?
Really, I just went home and just for personal reasons, I really won't want to get in too deep about it. But when I did go home, I did put in a lot of work and to get myself ready for the moment as of now with spring ball.
Okay, Joe Bettner, Norman Transcript, and then Bob Prisbillo.
Hey, Jadon, I want to ask you, obviously you guys have brought in some new receivers and have had a lot of guys come up as far as this past year that got a lot of reps in 2020. What's that competition been like through spring practices?
We all push each other from the room to the DBs. We all iron sharpen iron. And the young guys looking pretty good too, and they learning is super fast. They learn faster than I did actually when I got here. And that's pretty surprising, and they doing pretty good. And we all are doing pretty good as a unit, actually.
Just as far as guys learning or maybe being ahead of the curve, is there someone that stuck out to you as far as, a guy that's like coming on pretty quickly?
Mario, looking real good.
I appreciate you.
Yep.
Bob Prisbillo, Sooner Scoop, and then Austin Curtright.
Piggybacking off of that, Jadon, what is it about Mario that has him maybe more advanced at this point than what you're used to seeing from some of the younger guys?
He kind of came in like he was comfortable, but in a good way though. He energetic, like he owned up to when he make a bust or something, but he'll come back and make a play, and he's fast, athletic. He's a ball player.
Austin Curtright, OU Daily, and then John Hoover.
Hey, Jadon, I wanted to ask you about Marvin Mims. What have you seen from him this spring, and how has he sort of matured in this last year since he's been on campus?
I think Marvin's like been mature since he's been here. He's gonna always for sure like do his job, and he's an athlete, of course. Like everybody, the whole world seen it last year. So like nothing's changed. Like he's just getting better every day.
Austin, John Hoover, SI Sooners, and then Brandon Drum.
Jadon, hey, appreciate you doing this. when a class of receivers comes in and there's 3 of you guys and, you got the 5-star ratings and all that stuff, there's so much potential. There's so much promise. You can call it hype, I guess, if you want to. But I guess there's probably been some frustration along the way as you guys have kind of had your setbacks. Can you describe what that's been like from your perspective to kind of know what you're capable of? And maybe you hear the fans talking you up, you see the social media, but to have those setbacks that are almost in a lot of ways out of your control, is that frustrating? Is it tough to deal with?
No, it's definitely frustrating because we see the critics and the statistics, of course, but but a lot of stuff we can't control, and we controlling what we can, and I'm sure like the world is gonna see what this unit can do. And Coach Riley even challenged us earlier this year, and so we accepting that challenge, and we just gonna hit it full force as a unit.
Do you have like almost like a chip on your shoulder, like you can't wait to show everybody what you guys are?
For sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
Okay, we'll go to Brandon Drum with OU Insider, and then Josh Calloway.
Hey, Jadon, obviously you guys had to set out for different reasons last year, but how much did you and Trajan lean on each other during that time when you guys were both, you were rehabbing and he was just kind of waiting his turn?
We just keeping each other up, like, cause we both know, like, we both are playmakers, of course, and we know that we could for sure help our offense. And it, like I said, like, it wasn't easy for both of us because he made a mistake and I got hurt. But mentally, we still got to be there. You know what I mean? We can't just be cowards and just turn our back on our team. So it was just being more team than selfish and making sure everybody else around us is good because we're going to be good,
Thanks, Jadon.
Okay, a few more here. Josh Calloway, Sooners Wire, and then Lee Benson.
Yeah, Jade, you mentioned you hadn't had a spring since your freshman year. Well, obviously Spencer was the starting quarterback then. So I guess just how important was this time, this spring ball, to get to work with him some more on the field, kind of build up that camaraderie a little bit?
I feel like it's the most important one, actually. We all got goals, and we all trying to accomplish those goals. And I feel like this spring is like we got to get our time in and just getting to know each other better on the field as of off the field. I mean, the chemistry is there, of course, but we still got to be able to execute, you know what I mean? So.
Appreciate it.
Okay, we'll finish with Lee Benson with KWTV and then Kerry Murdoch.
Hey, Jadon, I want to follow up on something you mentioned just a moment ago. You mentioned that Lincoln or Coach Riley challenged you and the receiver group. And I remember a couple weeks ago, he talked about how, he didn't get as much out of that group as maybe he wanted last year. And he was going to give you all a blank slate. I know you didn't play all that much a season ago, but you got in a little bit. So when he challenged you and when you hear that you all have a blank slate, what was your reaction to that?
I mean, I expected it because I felt it anyway. Like, I saw it with my own eyes, and I'm sure the other guys did as well. I mean, I think we led college football in most dropped touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I'm not sure, but it's something like that. And that's not us. Like, we're better than that. We all are dudes, so we gotta shake back from that and just prove the critics wrong. It's not even about even proving them wrong. We're doing it for ourselves and for this program as well, though, because we all got a goal at the end. We trying to win a natty. So drop touchdowns, that's not it.
Thanks.
Okay, Kerry, go ahead.
Hey, Jadon, I know, Lincoln talked about how you stayed engaged last year with the team and actually used you as an example as what he wanted guys. If they were going to opt out, they had to carry themselves like you did. Not getting to be around you guys as much last year. I thought it was interesting, watching Spencer kind of mature and develop and kind of take ownership as a team of the team as the season went along. What did you kind of see of him last year and his maturation, and maybe even after that Texas game, did you see a different type of guy developing?
I say Spencer, I feel like, he's a red shirt freshman last year. Yeah, it's his first year starting. We expect little mistakes every now and again or whatever. But I feel like at the end, like he looked very good. And I still feel like he looked good at the beginning. It's just things happen and freshmen make mistakes typically. And we move forward. And as the season moved on, like he looked like a ball player to me.
Did it feel like though that he had a different presence about him, like he commanded maybe a little bit more respect or commanded the offense a little bit more? Kind of, it seemed like he kind of felt in charge of things by the end of the year.
I feel like he was always in charge though. I mean, because at practice and stuff, I'd be in the huddle, I'd be knowing what play it is and stuff, and he'd take leadership and tell them, let's go. Like he's specifically talking to the O-line and the receivers, like this, let's punch it in or whatever. Like he's always gonna motivate and take over, as he should though.